Hey everybody, today we are making my cousin Ellie's banana bread with just a little variation. I have some dried tart cherries and I decided I would use some of those in the banana bread, so I soaked them overnight in Cointreau, which is an orange flavored liqueur that's very sweet. So here we go. The first thing we have to do is set the oven to 350. Okay, we have 2 bananas cut into 1-inch pieces and a ½ cup butter, which is 1 stick cut into 6 pieces. Now we're going to process it for about 20 seconds to get it going. Okay, I did that for a little longer than 20 seconds because I could tell that the butter wasn't incorporated. It was still a little too hard. I should have brought it up to room temperature, which is not soft. It's room temperature here in Florida is hot, so the butter would just be squishy. And you don't want it squishy, you just want it soft enough that the knife will go through it easily when you cut. You don't have to put any force to it. Okay, next we're going to add 1½ cups of flour, which I've already sifted. And this is something that you may or may not know, is when a recipe calls for sifted flour, you sift it before you measure it. And if it calls for flour sifted, then you sift it after you measure it. Okay, that was 1½ cups flour. Here's 3/4 cup sugar, 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of milk. Now I'm using 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Now we could also call for vinegar. Now just so you know, the acid in the lemon juice is what is going to react with the soda to make the bread rise. Now here I've got soda, salt. I use pink Himalayan, so there's 1 teaspoon soda, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and just my preference, I put in a tablespoon of Benefiber, which is just an insoluble fiber that if you don't get enough fiber from your veggies, then that is a great help for your digestion. Okay, I'm gonna process that. Oops. Just until it is incorporated, about 10-20 seconds. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna scrape down the sides. If I can get this off. A little bit of dry flour on top there to scrape off. And another few seconds just to get what's left into it. Okay, now we'll put that to the side. Okay, we're gonna grease the pan real quick. I used butter rather than Crisco just because it was handy. So next I'm going to add 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. I'm using pecans. It's optional to put the nuts in. Do you remember earlier in the video I mentioned something about using some cherries? That's what I'm adding right now. I minced them and added Cointreau, about 1 ounce, and let them set. Actually, this I let set overnight twice. Let's just pulse this once or twice just to mix it. That's all we needed. While I was looking at recipes for this, I found one of my mom's recipes that said to pour the batter into the corners. So I'm kind of making a depression in the center here, which I know is going to puff up. Okay, we're ready to bake. It goes in at 350, which I've already preheated the oven, for 55 to 60 minutes. Well, there we are, a finished loaf of banana bread. It looks a little more even. It's not mounded up super high on the top. And it has a beautiful crack across the top, just the way it's supposed to. Well, see you next time.